Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. I'll be coming to you guys today with the top 10 of my favorite shows thus far of 2020. We're gonna go straight into favoritism here just because I'm not really sure how I wanted to number them, but I tried my best. Here we go. Straight into it. This is not by like action or love or anything like that. It's just what I thought was best in that order. Number one for me was going to be Bridgerton. It's a Netflix show. It was based in the 1800s. This is specifically about Daphne Bridgerton. Specifically, I thought the show was going to be something like Downton Abbey only because of the fact that it was called Bridgerton, but it's actually their last name, so that was a little different to me automatically. Then as the show progresses, it kind of has a Pride and Prejudice feel. If you haven't read the book or watched the movie, then it's just an old-timey, set, corsets, balls, dinners, 8 courses, like the whole 9 yards, servants. This is specifically about Daphne and the Duke of Hastings, also known as Simon, going into something of a scheme where they decide to fake court to get other people, such as for Daphne specifically, to get her more suitors because she would look more attractive if she's already being seen or talking to a duke, and for the Duke himself to get the other mothers of the other eligible women off his back because he looks like he's already interested in another woman. So that scheme falls into play right around the time where a woman by the name of Miss Whistledown decides to come out with an article every time something big happens, and she gossips about the entire thing, and people are buying them and reading it because it's interesting and it's actually personal business and nobody knows where it's coming from or who's doing it. So it's like right around that time, so it's mad scandal going around. And as it progresses, like the family kind of gets into a tidbit about it because Hastings accidentally kind of like, he does some stuff, but he has his reasons as to why. I just don't want to give everything away, but pretty much there's a lot of pride, which is why this does remind me of Pride and Prejudice. There's a lot of pride in here, especially on his side. I do love the diversity in this show specifically because royals, like the Duke himself, he's black, the Queen is black, and the lady who raised him, she's a lady, that's Lord lady, is also black. So I really like the show because of that. It's the era I could have lived in, I'm just saying. But the show was just really, really good. It was kind of like you thought this was going to happen. And even if it did happen, it happened in an entirely different way than what you expected to happen in. Like, people can be like, oh, this is what's going to happen because that's got to happen. And that's not how it went. So I really did like it for that specific reason. They kind of gave away the entire storyline by the end of it. And I was just like, well, how is it going to continue? My own thought is that they're going to end up having, because it's called Bridgerton, which is like the name, like I said, of their last name, it's going to end up being about, I feel like, all of the children because the mother had 8 kids. And supposedly this show was so good, became number one so fast, it got approved for 8 seasons. And there are 8 kids. So you get yeah, that says something to me specifically. So I feel like this was about Daphne, and now we have all the other siblings who are also alphabetically named. Really weird to me. But just know, Lady Miss Whistledown, she's I didn't expect what I got from her. Shocker there. So I'm just saying, I can't, I'm trying not to give everything away when I say what I'm saying. But just know, the scandal in this is amazingly good. It's obviously lies. So scandals are all about big cover-ups. That's all I got when it comes down to that show. So it's just a lot. It's a lot, and I just loved the whole 1800s vibe. I just loved it. Ugh, it was so cute to me. I loved it. My goodness. And I loved Simon and Daphne, especially at the Cliveden, wherever they live. Whatever that place is called, because they got names for all their mansions back then. Lovecraft Country. Lovecraft Country is on Prime, and I want to say HBO, but I'm just gonna say I watched it on Prime. This show was good. This show was really, really good. I would say this is probably the best. Is this the one that's with time lapsing? No, it's not. Okay, I want to say this is one of the best shows out. Legit. If you haven't watched it, you need to watch it. It's a really great show. A really, really great show. I thought this was gonna be like Stranger Things on Netflix, but it's not. Like, there's something, like, every episode is pretty different, like, to the point where you can't guess the next episode. You just gotta watch. Like, it's like that. Like, that's that show where, that's horror movie show that people like to watch. And it's like every episode or every season is different. It's not like that. It's just every episode has something new to bring to the table, but it's all coming to, like, this story close. Like, oh gosh, it's just so beautifully done. Like, there's monsters in it at first. There's, of course, racial discrimination. I mean, it's based, there's still mad race going around. This is about, specifically, Atticus, him, his Uncle George, and his friend Letitia, that's that right? They ended up trying to, his father went missing, and they tried to find the father. And they ran to this place called, I think, literally Lovecraft Country. And those people was crazy. It was like a cult. It was some crazy stuff going down. Like, y'all need to seriously watch the show. It's like, you just thinking like, oh, he find the father or something, racial just gonna happen. Like, no, it was way deeper than that. There's obviously, there's witchcraft. There is, like, some futuristic shit happening. There's some past tense stuff happening, because yes, it literally goes back. There is, like, some, I don't know, like, that show got everything in it, and it's crazy how they combined it, like, crazy. I mean, like, it's very emotional too. Like, they have some really good actors. I don't know their real name. Like I said, the show is based off them trying to find the father, and in that mission, they end up getting into a whole different, like, scheme of things that goes on. Just getting to him causes so much, like, dismay, stress, and action. Like, it's truly action-packed just to get to him. There's so much stuff going on. I mean, they had to run for cops. They almost got killed. It was monsters. Like, they pretty much was imprisoned. Like, it was crazy. Like, just watch the show. That's all I can say. Like, I don't want to give no show away. I just want to let y'all know that this show is pretty action-packed. It's pretty damn action-packed. It's 110% going on. There's definitely burnings. Some, because like I said, it's a racial show, so it's definitely some burning down houses and shit, buildings, whole cities. Like, it's crazy. The show is crazy. The show is great. The show is amazing. Watch it. Well, I put as number 3, The Queens Gambit, which is a Netflix show. It is a limited series. This show is based in the 1950s. I don't know. I guess I have a problem with past tense. I just love it. Love those days and age. Like, this is now. But it's pretty much based off of a young girl who her mother pretty much killed herself or whatever. But she was in the car. Like, why would you do that to your child? But anywho, because we're not judging, I guess. She ends up going to an orphanage, and the janitor is like, he was playing jazz downstairs, and she goes down there one day and she plays, and she was good as hell. So he was like, whoa, and he got people on her, and she pretty much started going places, and she actually became like high up there, like beating men, and she's the only woman in the US doing this shit. So she was up there. She has like a black best friend in the orphanage who she ends up not getting like sexually together with, but seeing again when she's older. And she actually gets this addiction to these pills while she's in the orphanage, because they give you, like, vitamins and shit. Like, she got addicted to one of them, and it got bad. It got real bad. I thought she was gonna die. I thought she was gonna overdose or something. I don't know. It seemed so good that I thought it might be like a real, based off a real story or something. It was good, and they can act. That's one thing I really care about in a show is actors being able to act. You need to. None of these shows that I'm talking about, people can act. All of them can act. In every last show, I feel it, and I love that. It's like, I don't know anything about chess. I don't play chess. But the way I want to say, just not even just the aggression, but the amount of, it seems like, control and concentration on the game just makes it so interesting to you. Like, you won't know what's going on. You just know if she won or she lost. You'll just know like why she's upset or who she needs to be battling. Like, that's all that matters. Like, it's truly good. And I love how, like, they had this little thing going when she goes to sleep or when she's laying down, she can actually see the chess, like, above her. And she's playing. I like how the chess players actually go back. I never knew that they go back and they replay a game. Like, I guess that's why they write down their move. That's what they're doing. So they can go back and play the entire game over and see, like, where they could have went wrong, or where that other person went wrong and how they won, or if that other person could have won even though they did win. Like, so I thought it was pretty good. I still never played chess in my life, but the show was great, and it was based off of a chess game, which I would never play, and I don't even understand, but it was still a great show. I want to put that out there in case you're thinking like, it's just about chess, I don't play chess, like I don't get it. Like, no, it's beyond the game, literally. It's good, it's intense, and the mother was crazy. She got adopted though. I can't believe I'm saying stuff, but it was a good show. It was a good show. You should watch it. Okay, so I have as number 4 on my list is The Watchman, which is it's on HBO, and it was also a limited series. But I thought it was gonna be more, because it's not gonna be more to it. But I actually feel like they might have more to it. We're still waiting on Damon Lindelof, who's I guess writing it, to decide what he wants to do next. Crazy, I know. I mean, it's just too good to be literally a limited series. It's just too good. Like, you need to watch the show. Like, it's won 11 Emmys, guys. Why would we stop the show? Okay, this is the only actual show on my entire list that has like somebody who I just know from stardom, and that's Regina King. She's a great actor. She's strong. She's independent. Like, she's just it. So, this show is based off of. Well, okay, so they had like obviously like any other police station or police grouping, and it got attacked by some white supremacists, and they passed a law that police officers could wear masks or hide their identity, and Virginia became part of that. This is around, and this was based in Tulsa, Oklahoma, as I said. And so Sister Knight, who is also Angela Abar, who is actually Regina King, the real name, but she plays Angela. Also, when she puts on her mask, whatever like that, her little cop outfit, she becomes Sister Knight, who pretty much goes out there and fights off the long-lived racial group that is out there trying to destroy them and pretty much anybody that is not white. But yeah, it's really good. Obviously, there's some racial stuff in there. I mean, y'all, when I tell you there's some twists in this show, it's probably the best twists. And when I say hands down without my whole list. No, second hands down. This is the second best hands down in my list of shows that there was. I was like, what? I did not expect certain people to die. I did not expect certain people to go through what they went through. I was like, what? And I definitely didn't expect the blue man to be who he was at first when I first found out. I was like, oh, okay. So, yeah, there's some mystery. There's big mystery. There's big question marks. You know what I'm saying? Like that. So just put that in a note that the show is really, really good, very interesting, and very much action-packed, because, you know, there's guns and shit. They're police officers. It was like they were trying to figure out the entire time, like, where, like, who these people were and where they were coming from and where the attacks were happening. On top of that, they had, like, this alienated man who came from a whole other planet, and he was blue and stuff, and he was just on some weird shit. But it was, like, good. Like, it was cool, and he hid his identity by being another black man. And it was just interesting. The reason why this probably won so many Emmys, because I know I'm probably talking about it like lamely, but this was the best time-lapse show I have ever seen. Like, you know what those shows that are time-lapse, you're like, dang, like, what happened again? Or you gotta rewind it, or you can't, like, no. This show was beautifully undid, if that makes sense. Like, beautifully. Like, I haven't had a show like just drop in unison so perfectly into the time lapses ever. Like, it was good. It was really good. And it was kind of sad, and I didn't want it to happen, and it needs to be another season. Pray hope. On to number 5, which is going to be Blood and Water, which is also a Netflix show, also on season 1. So Blood and Water, I didn't expect that ending. Let's get right to the end. I didn't expect that ending. I didn't know she was gonna break it down to her like that, but we're not gonna see it. Okay, so her name was Polang Calamaro, Kamola. They're African, but you know their names are like French or whatever. It's based in South Africa, actually. The show. So we're just gonna go with Polang. I think I can pronounce her first name more proper than her last. She pretty much goes on a mission to find her long lost sister, who her parents, she was pretty much stolen from, I think, the hospital itself, which actually happened here in America, whatever like that. But so the parents had a child in the beginning, and somebody stole her from the hospital, and they drew pictures, and they had her all over the news, but they never found her. So they had other kids, and one that happened to be Pauline, they had Pauline, and then her little brother, so it's to be 3 of them, but the first child is missing. And she goes to a random party she's invited to, and she just so happens to notice this girl who could possibly look like her sister from the drawings that people say could be the artist draw the baby picture and draw the picture of how she would look when she's older. They was this definitely could, and she looks like you, and yada yada. So she actually got into this big school, which is where the girl actually went to school from. So kind of investigating her life, trying to figure out where she come from. She don't have no baby pictures and stuff like that. So this is getting real interesting. It was just so much stuff that didn't add up with her life. And then she was well, it's adding up with this part of the life. So this is making sense. This might connect. And it's really drawn out. That show was, it kind of gave me my blood was I was a little scared. I was oh, this is scary. I don't know what's going to happen. Don't give it away yet. And don't talk to him. Don't mess with him. Don't sleep with that guy. It was so much going on. This show was, I don't want to say it was messy, but it was messy. It was real messy. Oh God, it was so messy because she tried to get close to her friends and stuff like that so that she would be, in that society. She really did her part, her grades was good. She was in a regular school, went to that school, which definitely cost money to get into. Found the girl, became friends with the girlfriends, started following her around kind of obsessively at first. And then I guess she realized you can't do that. You know what I'm saying? It looks kind of odd. And then they kind of went through something. She found out some big stuff. I can't say what it is because I'll be giving the whole, I don't want to give the whole thing away, but I give half the show away. So I can't tell you, but she found out that the girl was with somebody and she wasn't supposed to be with that person. And she pretty much told when she got mad one day, and that was I was why did you do that? It's the mistake that the person makes in the show that they gonna regret later, and it. Why you did that? Oh, she's dead. So that blew up in her face horribly. And by the end of it, they weren't even talking to each other, and she just came out with you might be my sister. Yeah, it was crazy. Just watch the show. I don't even know how season 2 gonna go, but it's gonna be juicy. Okay? Watch it. Because that show get me a little excited when I think about it, because I know it's gonna be good. It's gonna be good. It's gonna be real good. Okay. What I have for number 6 is gonna be The Witcher, which I obviously I heard it was a game, so some of y'all already know about that, especially males. And if you haven't already watched it, but you heard that it was getting pretty popular on Netflix. Like I said, it's still in season 1, but it has been approved for season 2. This show was about Gerald of Riviera. He's a mutated monster killer for hire, and he's pretty much journeying towards his destiny, is what the little thing says on Netflix. But he's actually journeying towards a little girl who actually it has a time lapse as well. He's pretty much just doing his normal duties of going around and getting paid to kill these horrible, crazy monsters. I expected it to be little things like beasts and stuff, but they were really monsters, y'all. I was oh, because I didn't know this was a game or anything when I was watching. So just imagine a normal person this looks kind of good, because I watch movies Underworld. Okay, so with Gerald of Riviera, who actually is Superman. Guys, did you know that? I did not know that until somebody actually pointed it out to me. I was that is him with his chin, little butt chin. I did not know that, y'all. But yeah, with this, when he's journeying towards this girl who's coming into power. She doesn't know how to control, and she didn't know she had pretty much. She doesn't have a royal family or whatever like that. But he actually, which is where the time loop comes in at. I think he saved somebody. Yeah, he dueled somebody and saved somebody else's, and the baby that the girl was having ended up being the girl that he's traveling towards in the show, which is crazy, right? He promises protection to her when she wasn't even born or something like that, and then something happens and he has to go find her, and when he goes to find her, the whole city is being burned down, and there's war happening, and she's not there, and he was looking for her, pretty much trying to find her because he swore an oath or whatever, or his loyalty, whatever you call the word, to her, and he's traveling towards her, and it was like it was a long travel, and we finally got them to see them together, and then boom, the show's over. But y'all, it was good. It was good. I was like, oh, this is gonna be a good show. I love action-packed shows. I love action-packed shows, y'all. This show, when it comes down to action, it's just like Underworld. Why does it take me so long to think of? Wow, I suck. But Underworld, wow. This show is like you know how Underworld has that, like, it's, I won't say it's like the coloring over scene is dull. Like, it could probably be colorful as hell in the room, but they'll have like this blue filming over the movie. You know what I mean? Like, that's how this show is set back, which is why it reminds me of Underworld. And then like the way they move and slaughter and kill shit, that reminds me of Underworld too. But it's something like Underworld, which is about vampires and werewolves and or lichens, and that's how they say it in the movie. But it's something like it in that sense, but action packed, and the blue filming or gray, dark scenery, the leather outfits and shit. That reminds me of with The Witcher. So yeah, so pretty much, yes, like I said, Gerald Riviere is going towards this girl that he's trying to give his protection to throughout the entire show, but he's also slaughtering monsters and going through horrible things on the way there. Yo, you know, he meets witches and other monsters and whatever else there is in this world. But he gonna find a girl. But you gotta watch it. It's really good. I love it. I love it. It's just like, if you like action, this is for you. And if you love your man, like Superman, it's for you too. I just wanna watch him in action. Number 7 that I have on my list is Tiny Pretty Things. This show I actually avoided heavily. I kept popping up on like the you should watch or whatever. It says something for you. And I was like, oh no, I'm not into ballerinas and dancing, you know. I actually watched Bring It, but like, that's hard. That's bucking, you know what I'm saying? So one day I was like, you know what? I watched the trailer and it wasn't that bad. I said, I'm gonna give it a try. Cause it just kept popping up, y'all. It's one of those shows that like, okay, I'm gonna sit down and watch it. Especially if you get bored. So I put it on over like that. It's a Netflix show, by the way. And it's actually pretty good. So it's about this girl, she gets attacked. But okay, we don't know that. Let me stop. Damn, I'm giving shit away. Okay, so this girl, in the beginning, she's dancing on a rooftop and then she falls. Well, she sees somebody and she supposedly sees her on the ground. So she fell and I thought she was dead. She wasn't dead. She was in a coma. But that happens and they have to replace her. Well, they did replace her. And I thought they was replacing her because they needed a certain number of people, something like that. No, they replaced her to like swim off the okay. It's a very known ballerina school or ballet school, and so they're trying to like get the paparazzi and all the attention off the girl that fell off the roof because that looks horrible upon the school. You know, what were you doing with your students? Why weren't your students in safety? You know what I'm saying, like that. So they get a new girl who's, you know, black and came from a hard life. So boom, boom, like she has a whole sob story. So there you go. Like, let's put her on the spotlight. But she can actually dance and she actually has a voice, like, and she likes to speak on her shit. So it doesn't really work out for them the way they thought it was going to be with the whole cover up. Not cover up of the girl, like, you know, I mean, she fell, shit. But the cover up of trying to put somebody else in the spotlight, it doesn't work out for them. It's like as they thought it was going to. It kind of does, but it doesn't. You get it. So with it, there's a lot of competition. She comes in, being the newbie in the middle of like the season. So everybody's like, oh, she can just jump in here. And we've been here, like, you know. I mean, because I feel that. I do feel that. I ain't working hard and being here for so many years. Like, they literally live at the school. Like, they have dorms. And you just walk in here. Where'd you come from? By the time I was like, they going over the like hard on this girl. But I just sat there and I let it ride. So the girl, she can actually dance. She's pretty good. And she has like this really good passion with this guy on the I don't want to say the team, because I don't know what to call ballerina people. But, and they have this really snotty nose ass girl. And she pretty much like will do anything to get to the top to become it, like to be the star. And her boyfriend's kind of the same way, but he's really tall and like he's a little heavier and like they be trying to get on him by his weight, so he'd be like starving himself and shit. Like throwing up and hiding in the bathroom when he do eat stuff. It's so crazy. But I mean, I guess it truly is the life of ballerinas. Like I seen one girl like in the show like pull off her toenail. Whoa, y'all. So it really does show the in-depth life of them, the drama that's behind it. It's really, really good. But y'all, when you find out like who did what in this show, you can be like, oh, like you supposed to be playing this girl's your best friend, and you just let her miss her spot like that. Like you stealing bitches' scenes like that. You lying to bitches like that. Alright, you let bitches take the fall like that. Y'all, literally and physically, literally and verbally, like letting bitches take the fall. Like it was crazy to me. That was crazy to me. I did not expect that. So yeah, the show is very entertaining and such as drama filled. It is very he said, she said. And yeah, there's some gay scenes, by the way. I just want to put that out there in case you're not into that or whatever. I just fast forward. I have nothing against it. I just want to see it. So, in case you're like, what is this? But I know grown men who can get past it, so don't do all that. But I do want to put that out there because I like to be informed. So, like I said, the show is based off of a new girl that comes in, based off of another girl who gets attacked, we don't know, or fell doing a suicidal attempt, I guess, off a like 3 or 4 story building, and goes into a hospital, goes into a coma. Also, the guy that she's supposed to be dating, who literally flew there from like France or Italy or something like that, they're pinpointing it at him, which is just crazy because I ain't flying all the way out here just for me to kill you, okay? But that's not on me, I guess. It just didn't make any sense. But people just swore because he had little anger management problems that he did it. But y'all just watch it. It's really good how they uncover it because I didn't even expect the person. But I knew it was. But they had me fooled for a second. Just watch the show. Because the breakdown was good. It was good because I did not expect that. Because it was getting kind of like, okay, this is flawed. Like, okay, like, this is cheesy. She's getting on my nerves. And then boom, it gets good again. Love it. They really get you. They do. They get you good. All right, so number 8 is going to be Outer Banks. Now, this show was also one that popped up a lot for me. And I was just like, it actually doesn't look bad. So I started watching it, and it was actually pretty good. John B., who's the main star, decides to embark on a journey to find some lost treasure that was supposedly in history, like supposed to be around the island or something like that, because boat went down that had Spanish treasure on it or something like that. I don't got time for the whole history lesson, but the point of the matter is, it's all really surrounding his father's death, or disappearance, should I say, because his father goes missing in the beginning, and the people that come to because he was underage, like he was still in school, to like come and get him or like that, and it gets like super serious, and he runs away, and he's trying to find out what happened to his dad, and the compass comes into view, and I'm like, we know what, we're about to find this because my dad wouldn't have left me this compass if it didn't mean something, and it gets crazy. You uncover a lot of stuff that I did not expect to happen. I didn't expect certain families to be involved. I'm like, they too goody for that. Like, never mind. Everybody dirty in this. Nobody is safe. None of that. Like, I don't understand. Once you get money, I don't understand why people do half the things they do. At that point, you're just being greedy. Like, just stick with what you have. Like, it's not even worth it. Like, just do you. But greed is a dirty and heavy burden to carry. But yeah, so he's trying to uncover the mystery of his dad's disappearance. At the same time, he's trying to find his treasure because the treasure should answer the question of where his father is or what his father was doing at the time of his disappearance. And it ends up becoming this great thing because obviously for many years, other people have tried to, investigate, find out, or find in general this treasure. So when people find out that he actually had something on it, like he might actually really be able to find it, they get like, oh shit, let me find him and let me find all the stuff that he has, let me try to get this. It gets crazy. And his best friends, who at first were going mad hard for him, but everybody goes through things with their best friends. They go a little crazy, especially the blonde one who has daddy problems. Felt bad for him. But yeah, so The show is pretty good, and of course drama filled. It has a little bit of action in it, a little scary. When they first found out a whale, I was real shocked. I don't understand how you could live for years with a whale in your house. It's a well at the bottom of your house. How did you not know? That is creepy. That is real creepy. Okay. I just thought about it. And it's dark outside. Oh, why did I think about that? Okay, moving on. Number 9 on my list is going to be The Island. This is also a limited series, Netflix. This one, pretty much, it was like a whole bunch, it's like a group of people that woke up on an island with no memory. And they kind of know what they're supposed to do or what was happening. But, they kind of like had like little bits of things around them that kind of like told like, this is what somebody found, this is what somebody had, so this must mean something. They're trying to just find out because they're just stuck on this island. There's nothing to get them off of it. They're just stuck. They're trying to find fresh water and camp out and try to get shit together. As the show, I guess, I don't want to say continues, but you grow into it and it continues on. You come to find out that these people are actually prisoners. Yeah, they're prisoners, and this world is not even really real, but what happens in the world can actually happen to you. And these people are not just prisoners, they're on death row, yes. And you're just like, what's going on? They're supposed to not go back into what got them in there in the first place. And the ones that do, you know, what happens to you? Like, because this is a growing thing that they don't know they're supposed to be growing from. So it's just like, oh, once you find out. It's specifically 10 people that they put in there, and the main character's name is Casey, and she kind of got on my nerves a little bit, but I don't know. She wasn't even the head of the group for real, because they actually kind of went against her ass and killed her by accident. But I say killed her because she's good now, but they killed her ass. That's how she found out that she was in prison. Dang, I'm giving y'all away. Never mind. Shh. Of course, when you think you're isolated in an area and this is just you guys, you think, oh, I need to be head of the group, and I need to hold this, and I need to be in charge of that. Like, it becomes a thing, and everyone gets all, you know, rational about it, and they want to do this and do that. But it gets a little crazy, and it actually gets so crazy that they end up sending other people into the, I don't want to say game, but the I don't know what to call it, but they send other people into it to, like, I guess it got so calming or like that. They send some other people in to like make some mischief happen. Like, that's just so messed up to me, but they did. So it gets kind of crazy because the people actually start playing with them like it's a game or something like that. And I think that's really messed up because you're already like, they're already on death row. You're already messing with their lives, and then on top of that, you're gonna go in there and play with it like unnaturally, like. But the show is really good. It's very much action packed, and it's obviously drama filled because I mean, it's a whole people on an island. There's sexual tension. There is just violent tension because they're prisoners. I mean, they've done things. I'm saying, and then because I'm saying because they're prisoners because the people that went to prison that didn't really do nothing. Won't even know. Like, wait till I tell y'all about For Life in my next episode, in my next YouTube video. There are just, you know, a whole bunch of crap going on, but it's just like they start making buildings and stuff pop up and appear, and they have these little tasks for them, and it's just, they have to face pretty much the things that they did, and it's just crazy. And I think it's pretty interesting. I think it's pretty cool how they came up with that idea because, of course, you come up with the idea of like another world. You've seen that in multiple places, but like, they're crazy. They're just crazy. And that's all I have for you on that note. Number 10 is Never Have I Ever. This is for my little teen ones out there, you know what I'm saying? Looking for a little cute teen show. But also not looking for a teen show and just wanting something cute, romantic, and small. This show is still in season 1. It's called Never Have I Ever. And it is about a girl, right? So she's American Indian or something like that. American Indian, what is she? Anyway, she's an American Indian teen. And her father passed, and she went through this traumatic moment where she just went paralyzed, literally. They were bathing her and everything like that. And then, like the summer before high school or something like that, she could walk again. Like, she just got up one day and she could walk again. Like I said, like, she just literally stopped being able to walk before, and she could just walk now. And like, she went to the doctor. She had like actual like skeletal pictures and shit that like could not figure it out. So people were kind of like calling her, like, she thought she was gonna go in like, okay, you know, no one really knows me, this is a new year, like, you know, and it didn't work out like that, because everybody's like, oh, she didn't used to be in a wheelchair, and that's embarrassing. But she thought she was gonna, like, you know, try to get up her sexual, like, her status in school by doing some sexual activities, you know, trying to make herself cool and popular. But it didn't really work out, you know what I'm saying? She tried to do it with a specific guy because she felt like, you know, he's cool and he's cute, and, you know, like, it's not more than it is like just sexual intent, even though she actually does like the guy. And it's just, her best friends were nice because, headache. She was a headache. She was a big headache. A real big one. So that's what you have. We have my top 10 so far. So good. And those are only with the season 1. So, like, limited series and season 1's only, because I want you guys to know that, I know some people just want to be like I want to be like with everybody else. So these are why I gave you the season 1s. I will be coming to you guys soon again with seasons that have multiple seasons, with shows that have multiple seasons, so that you guys can truly binge watch. That is coming. Like, these shows are beyond interesting, and I'm not one of those people who can sit there and watch a show with people who cannot act. I just cannot do that. I'm cringeworthy. My neck, like, my backbone, just, no, I will not do it. I will not do it. I will not do it. If they can't act, I will not watch it. So that's one thing about me. Like, people will literally tell me about a show with people who are like, why are you watching this? Like Robin Thicke's wife, I don't know her name, but that tall, light-skinned girl, skinny, she can't act. She's from, like, Jumping the Broom and something else, and Just Right. I can't stand actors like that. If you can't act, you cannot be, like, in my peripheral, none of that. Like, don't want to watch you. So just don't ever think you're going to get that from me. I like action-packed. I love. I like old-fashioned, like, you know, corsets and shit. So that's me. So you're never not going to get that from me. Everything's going to be with that. Like I said, these are good shows. I feel like I've touched and gone with, like, every single thing that somebody could possibly want to watch. So next week I'll be back with the top shows that will have more than one season for binge watching specifically. So get ready.